feel like the security guard passes by, and every time he sees us, he's probably like, "Man, these guys."
He wants to jump in on the pod.
On the pod.
I wanna interview security guards that
That'd be sick, yeah.
Like, especially the ones that like patrol abandoned places, like the scary places.
Dude,
I think they probably got good stories.
I have a customer. He has a security company in town and out of state. Dude, the stories he has, bro. He used to be like the third guy in charge as far as law enforcement in the state of California, a long time ago. So like he would report to the governor. So like as far as agencies, when he used to work for what was he? I don't remember what agency he used to work for, but yeah, like he would tell me that Governor Brown, I think, or whatever, whoever it was back in the day.
Before Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, like way back, and even before then, his dad, Brown's dad, he's like, yeah, I used to report to the governor, and the governor would give me the assignments, and I'm like, fuck. So he would do sting operations and stuff like that, internal investigations on different like agencies and like places in town, dude. He goes, bro, one time we set up a sting operation in the OC, where we had to build a business, buy all the furniture, hire staff, everything, like make it a full legit business, just to catch one guy. And after that, they sold everything. He goes, I had an expense card, unlimited budget. I was like, dang. And I was like, and this was probably back in like the 80s. And I was like, how much did a project cost? He goes, probably about $1 billion. And I was like, bro, $1 billion? That's like, that didn't even exist back then. He goes, yeah, but we just spent money stupidly. And he goes, we had to do anything and everything possible to catch people.
Did he say what the guy did?
I forgot what he did, bro.
It was probably some dumb shit, bro.
No, it was pretty legit, bro.
Legit,
like,
okay.
It was pretty legit.
Because I know these guys, they spend a lot of money to like catch people over dumb shit.
No, this was a pretty legit thing. This isn't like trying to catch someone that just did tax evasion. No, this was like pretty legit, you know. People that would bamboozle the government hard. Like he would go after those people or people that would take advantage of their power within law enforcement or any agency. Like he'd go after them pretty hard.
Yeah, man. I just saw the news. They're saying people are scrubbing bills, and they're turning like ones into 100s and shit like that. I don't know how people get so creative learning on how to do that shit. It's pretty nuts.
You know where that happens is a lot of it happens overseas, like in the Latin American countries. I forgot what country down there that has like the best replica of money. And it's crazy because like for every fake dollar, I forget how much it was, like how much it is, but it's a good amount of money that they spend for the dollar, for a fake dollar bill or $100 bill or whatever it is.
I can't blame them because the government technically does the same thing. Some guy commented under that video. He was saying the government does the same, except your $100 bill turns into $1 bills.
Yeah, inflation.
Exactly. And then they're saying that they're just trying to match inflation.
It's a legal form of
stealing. They're stealing from us.
Yeah.
I don't know how people don't see this, man. That's like one of the most frustrating things ever. Like, your buying power should not go down. It should match the inflation.
Yeah. Well, and
because they're stealing from us.
Well, and at the end of the day, people we're not gonna do anything about it.
I know.
All we're gonna do is sit behind a computer and complain about it.
That's what I'm saying.
Or clack at the keyboards and complain about it. But when it comes to actually trying to do something about it, nah. It don't even matter, bro. Like when people say, "Oh, this is why you vote. This is why you vote."
Voting is bullshit.
Voting is bullshit, dude. Like
it was funny because I saw a meme. They said they showed people. It said the meme said when the ancestor or the forefathers got taxed 2%, it shows them all picking up their muskets and shit.
Yeah.
And then it shows like, meanwhile us getting taxed 40%. We're not even doing anything. We're just living our lives. And it's taxation without representation.
Exactly. Like it's crazy because they teach us this stuff in school, but yet we're letting it go this far. Like this is why we have the Constitution and we have amendments like the right to bear arms and stuff like that. Is so then we can revolt against the oppressors or against people that are doing. Literally, we're going back full circle. So what we did to the British, or what the British did to us, our government is doing the same thing to us. Except for we're not doing a Boston Tea Party, bro. We're just letting them bamboozle us. Crazy, man.
Yeah, and the crazy part is there's actually people that I don't know if it's just bot comments or it's legit, but they're actually like in support of taxes like that. Like we're not against taxes, we're against how they are spent.
So I think
And
I
these
feel like
people are brainwashed.
I feel like I'm divided into two sections. Like I'm for it in a certain way.
But you're saying it should be useful.
But it should be useful.
It should
exactly,
be,
yeah.
With the amount of taxes people pay, sales tax, gas tax, all that, there should be no homeless here.
No.
There shouldn't be people going homeless. Healthcare shouldn't be like
through the roof.
Healthcare shouldn't cause people to go into debt.
You should be able to go to school if you want to.
Yeah.
After high school, what I mean, you should be able to go to university, college without having to think about a big burden, I mean, you might have to pay a little bit, but it's not an astronomical amount. Like you pay like $5,000, right? Versus $30, $40, $50, $60,000 in school, like that's ridiculous.
Yeah. And yeah, it's crazy. I was thinking about it the other day because remember I sent you the podcast. So I was thinking about it. They brought up a topic. They said that the amount of people there are, the government should not be able to control. So I started thinking, how many people would it take to change the system?
We can change it now.
Yeah.
We could change it now.
But I'm saying, like, how many people would it take to go against the grain to bring change? Because sooner or later, we're all going to get under lockdown because everything with AI, robots, and all that, they're not going to need people to suppress us pretty soon.
So it goes down to our generation, like the generation that's coming up, like, or the generation we're in, or the new generation, because I feel like the new generation is just so complacent. Like, they don't care about the problems that we're talking about because they're thinking about their own personal shit. Like, oh, they're so secluded into what's inside of this box in their own life. They don't care about anything around them or anything that's going on economy-wise. I think that if everybody was all on the same page as far as, yeah, we're getting messed up by the government, oh, yes, they are taking advantages of us, and like they thought about a bigger picture, then I think things would happen differently. But I think that the generation now, they're just so secluded in their own, in whatever they have, like becoming Instagram famous, TikTok famous, or whatever it is, that they don't care, dude.
I don't think it's only them. It starts from the people that got dragged into World War One.
Think so?
I think so.
Why do you say that?
Because they all got brainwashed into paying all these taxes and all that stuff. Nobody went. They did what the government told them.
True.
While the people that founded the U.S., they're like, no, we're going against the British government. Those were the last people that went against it. After that, slowly, systems started being implemented to where everybody would become obedient. Yeah. Now we're all sheep.
And you know what's crazy is a lot of famous economists too. Like, I've seen videos of like economists talking about different economies around the world and how other countries and other governments, how they do their taxes, or how they use their tax money versus how most countries are. It's like, let's say the U.S. versus, I forgot one country they said. It was a European country where they say that, oh, the way they use their taxes is like, yes, the citizens do pay a high sales tax, but they don't pay property tax. They don't pay all these other bullshit taxes. They just get and everybody in the country everybody pays 10% tax. Me, you, a doctor, a lawyer, a janitor, everybody pays 10% sales tax. Everybody pays 10% tax for the whole year. But you're able to have luxuries like not thinking about school, not thinking about healthcare and stuff like that, and you have safe roads and livable conditions for everybody, and like it thrives. But then if you try to do that here, people call that communism. People are like, oh, why is that guy get, why do we all have to pay? The rich are going to say, I don't want to pay 10% sales tax, and the poor are going to be like, oh, I don't want to pay 10% sales tax. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be 10%, but if you start trying to make everything equal between everybody says it's communist.
Nah.
It's like, dude,
that's like, actually fair, like paying sales tax only. Instead of property tax, tolls, all that shit, and smog, all that bullshit.
Yeah, like, bro, they have like these new cars that are electric. When they first came out, me and my coworkers were talking about, like, all right, how are they going to regulate stuff, because like for older, for like gas powered cars, they have smog, right? And you have stuff like to smog, which is like another tax, if you want to call it, and like mileage tax and stuff like that. So what do they do with electric cars? They call it a mileage tax, because you can't smog them. So they got away with it by saying it's a mileage tax, is what it is.
Yeah, I think they're slowly pushing all the electrical shit, and then they're just gonna bring down some new laws.
Yeah.
And then get their money either way.
So what it is, bro, I feel like every time the industry or some sort of like technological advancement in society, if something new comes up, the government finds a new way of taxing that.
Yep.
So I guarantee you, bro, I promise you that when more AI stuff starts coming out, they're going to find a way to tax that. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. I don't know.
They're going to have to figure it out, because once AI comes out, a lot of people are going to be out of jobs, and then they're going to have to find out how everybody's going to live. So might as well give people money.
Do you remember the movie WALL-E?
I never saw it, but
it reminds me of WALL-E. I feel like that's what our future's going to look like. Watch it.
I'm going to check it out.
It's a Disney movie, but watch it. It's about like the future and how people in society just get so fat and like obese that they can't even live on their own. They're like on using like machines to like function. It's cool. It's a good movie. It's crazy because it's a kids movie too, but yeah, watch it. Like the earth is polluted, stuff like that. Like I feel like that's where we're heading to with AI and stuff like that. Because you're right, bro. Like I'm not like yeah, you can have a career at McDonald's and shit or fast food, but imagine transitioning everything over to AI or everything over robotics and fast food. Where are those people gonna go work?
You know something crazy I saw? I want to get off my chest real quick, or my mind, before I forget. They're saying that since minimum wage is increasing, what they're doing now, the fast food companies, is they're hiring people overseas to take orders over here.
Yes, I seen that.
I was like, bro, that's crazy, I seen that, bro. Man.
That is crazy. Yeah.
So pretty soon everything like that's gonna go overseas, and then people here, they ain't gonna be making shit.
So we haven't talked about that in our podcast about the minimum wage thing. What do you think? What are your thoughts on that?
You can't just keep increasing minimum wage, because that just increases the goods of everything else.
Yeah.
The main thing people have to fight is the cost of goods going up.
Mm-hmm.
If you fight against the cost of goods going up and like essentials, then everybody can live. Because what's happening is those goods go up, and then people think they need more money, so they ask for more money, and then things just keep getting expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And it's you're just running in a hamster wheel.
Yeah, and it's I agree with him. Piggyback to what he said, like he fighting for your wages, it's important. Don't get me wrong, it's important to get paid what you're worth, but at the end of the day, even if you make $20 an hour, the economy still has to accommodate that money that everybody's making. So what happens is the goods go up. Anytime you have an increase in wages, everything gets more expensive. So if we battle the price of goods, that would be the most ideal thing to do. I'm gonna give you guys a perfect example. And a lot of people will say COVID or whatever, but in the dealership world, a brand new truck, and like a diesel is gonna cost you $100,000. Why does it cost $100,000 today, when 4 years ago the same truck cost you out the door $79,000? Put it $80,000. There's no way that the value of that vehicle has increased by $20,000-$30,000. There's no way. Like in materials, probably not, because it's still made overseas. So what justifies the $30,000 is because the wages have increased, is what it is. And it doesn't matter. You know, they're trying to increase. People are trying to increase wages for hotel workers too.
Damn.
They want to increase that too, bro. So imagine, dude. Like, I feel like the way if all these people, I'm not saying that those are career. You know, I'm not complaining about them being the careers or not, but those are, to me, like jobs like that. You should not. Don't expect to be getting paid like $50-$60 an hour, dude.
Yeah, the root of the cause isn't being attacked.
No, it's really not.
They're just going after they're just putting on a band-aid instead of healing the wound. So the main thing is you gotta fight against things getting expensive.
Expensive, yes.
Not like okay, trucks, whatever, but I'm not talking about that shit. I'm talking about actual essentials.
No.
Like
and that was
food,
just an
water, yeah.
Yeah, that was
food,
just an
water.
example.
Because like once you stop buying trucks and shit, they're gonna bring their prices. They're gonna have to bring their price.
Yeah, they're gonna bring down. Yeah.
But if it's like food, water, and like important things, housing, and all that, that type of stuff has to be fought against.
Dude, there's
bills.
Housing is, yeah. Like you see a house now that's worth that they put on the market for $450. A few years ago it was only worth $250. Half of that, if that $250. You know what I mean? It's not the wages. It's just the cost of goods and the cost of living. You know.
What's also happening is like the boomer generation. They talked about them retiring. But since it's getting so expensive here, they're moving out of the country, and then all the money's leaving the U.S.
Yeah, they're taking their money elsewhere.
And then the money's circulating out of the system as well. So a lot of these guys, it's kind of sad. They're going to Mexico when they used to kind of trash Mexico. They're going over there and raising up the prices over there for those poor guys that are living there.
I don't like that either. I don't like that.
That's not right, man. At least like stay back and fix it, you know? Or like go somewhere where there's not many many of the same people that are taking up the prices. If it's like one person going somewhere, that's whatever. It's not going to make that much of a difference. But when everybody starts flooding one area, that ruins shit.
Yeah.
Bad.
But the good thing is that in Mexico, if you're not a citizen of Mexico, you legally can't own any land. So those people that retire over there, they're in rental or lease properties.
Yeah,
so
that's fine.
So it's only like it could be 5 or 10 year lease, but they're not there forever.
Honestly, we're all pretty much leasing.
Yeah.
Because even after you pass away, your house doesn't stay there. It's going to go back to the government because nobody's paying like property tax on it or anything like that.
That's what one of my customers told me too. She's from Mexico.
Yeah.
She goes, yeah, in Mexico, if you pass away, the government doesn't take your property.
That's
your
good.
Your family takes your property.
That's smart. See?
He goes, your family takes your property. Here, if you die, the government takes
it. It seizes it because you're not paying tax on it. That's kind of bullshit.
Yeah, and she literally told me the same thing. She goes, here you rent, over there you buy. And I was like, that's crazy. I didn't think about that.
It's weird, man. The way people lose shit over here, it could happen in a flash second to anybody. If they have like bad health or something, they can't pay that tax. Yeah. What's going to happen to their shit? They can go homeless just because they had some kind of physical ailment.
Yeah. You see, those are like problems that I feel like we need to fix.
Yeah.
I think we kind of turn a blind eye to them because it doesn't happen it doesn't impact our lives on a daily basis. Yeah,
but people are too busy fighting over politics and shit, but they don't know they're being played.
Yeah, or who has the best song right now on TikTok and shit.
But Billy Carson, he brought up good points because he was saying himself, he's like, he doesn't believe in this red blue stuff. And that's how I've been.
I've been the same way.
He said that he calls politics politricks, which makes sense. It's all bullshit.
It is all bullshit.
It's a illusion of freedom. I don't know. People are just gonna keep fighting back and forth. They're brainwashed and shit. I remember when I was in college, some girl was like, "Oh," because she got mad about Trump being elected. She was like, "People are too much of sheep. Because of them, Trump is about to get elected." I was like, "Man, this girl don't know shit." I was like, "She doesn't know it's all fake, rigged shit." But I don't know.
To me, at the end of the day, these people in office, they're all puppets, bro.
Yeah.
Like I've just said it before. Like,
they're all gonna send their money overseas.
Yeah, they send money overseas, or what it is, bro. It's like, I think we talked about it once. It's like three investment firms in the United States who control everything, bro. BlackRock is the biggest one. So like these people in office, bro, they're just puppets to these people. They really are. I mean, that's how it is, you know? Because if they weren't puppets, then why do they have special interest lobbies? Or people lobbying all the time in the Senate and in the Capitol?
They were saying it in the podcast. They're like, if everybody didn't have to fight to survive, and there's less homeless people, there'd be less crime, less poverty, less crime, right? Society could be in a way better place,
yeah.
Like they could be making advancements in things they like, you know, and they could be improving. Because I don't know if it's true because I haven't seen it, but like a happier people, they progress more. It leads to the golden ages.
It does lead more to the golden ages.
But there's a few like families that control this shit, and they're draining everything out of the resources, everything, just so they can enjoy and not let anybody
for
above
themselves.
them.
Yeah. I feel like people like that, man. Like I feel like they want to watch the world burn. You know?
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
They're just. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I feel like
I don't know what their end goal is, because that's crazy. Because these type of people, you know, they're thinking about it like generations from now.
Domination. Honestly,
Yeah.
domination. Or what if there's a bigger plan? What if there's outside influences from them, you know?
I have a feeling it goes back to making sure nobody else infiltrates or takes their power position.
Yeah.
Because
that's what I was thinking.
If everybody's like at an equal playing field, somebody's bound to come in and try to take control. It's like Game of Thrones type shit.
Yeah, it is like Game of
where one guy tries coming in, he gets killed, and then it's like nonstop. But these guys, they all made an agreement. They're like, nobody can take our spot. We'll just keep ruling forever.
Like a pact.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a pact. That's what I was thinking. Exactly what I was thinking.
Because imagine if these guys got knocked off, obviously it'd be like up for grabs. There'd be chaos.
Yeah, the world would be in turmoil and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Well,
you need people to be more righteous.
What I find fascinating though is that every single time in our life, not in our life, but like just in life in general, history repeats itself, but we never go back and look at it. Like we never say, oh crap, it's the same cycles happening again, but it's different because it's a different time era, but we're living through the same thing. Let's try to change it. They don't care.
It's because like, I think from my point of view, it's like people just hear stories, so they're like, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So, but when you experience it, you're like, okay, I learned.
Mm-hmm.
Now I learned. But like, by the time few generations pass by, people turn complacent. They just like, it goes through their head. It becomes another story.
It becomes
So they're like, whatever. And then, but when it hits, then they're like, oh shit.
But
Here we go.
This is the point of history is to,
Yeah.
and this is the point of why people write things down and they store it in libraries. Is it's literally history, so we can go back to read up on it and be like, oh, this is a common trend. Like, okay, right now we're going through this period in the market where we just did that happened 100 years ago. Oh crap, maybe we should try to correct it. No, they just goes over their head and they're like, nah, whatever.
You know what's
Forget
crazy? I think like the real books that we need that actually can help us develop more as people are actually like kept stored away. Because they're saying, I think that Great Library of Alexandria, is that the one?
Yeah, that's the one.
They're saying that it burned down or something.
Down, yeah.
But the theory behind it is that they jacked the books.
I think they jacked the books, and I guarantee that there's a place where they're all stored.
Yeah.
I bet that government has them, dude. Did you hear about the theory too about in the Vatican?
And they have the library too.
They have a library too.
Yeah.
And that part of the library was caught on fire too.
Oh, I heard about that. This was a couple of years ago, right?
About ancient civilizations and stuff like that.
They just say
what
that.
What a coincidence, bro. What a coincidence.
Ain't no way. I bet you they made copies of those books.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Digital copies, bro. For real, yeah.
There's no way you're going to get these books and like just like storm somewhere where they can burn down. No. They obviously made copies.
No. So you're telling me that the most guarded places on Earth are getting infiltrated and getting burnt down?
Yeah, ain't no way.
No.
They would have had technology to put that shit out too.
No way. There's no way.
Or maybe they had like decoys put there and then that shit burned down.
No way.
Because if you get your hands on something like that, first thing you're going to do is you're going to replicate it or duplicate it.
Yeah.
And then second, you're
trying to sell it on the black market. Yes. You know what I mean?
Or these guys, they just want to keep it for themselves and keep that hidden knowledge. Because I know there's knowledge out there that's like, that can really propel the human, but it's just being kept away.
Yeah, or knowledge that we're not privy to see.
Yeah, because I read once in a while, right? And then some of these books, like, even though, like, other people read them, I just feel like after reading them, I level up mentally. It's weird. I don't know how to describe it. So, like, imagine the books that they have. It's, like, boundless.
Mm-hmm.
And they're also saying, like, the real knowledge was probably disappeared.
Yeah, I feel like most of that real knowledge, we don't have any of that anymore.
Like
barely anything.
Because they were talking about... Okay, so I was checking for the people that don't know. I've been watching Joe Rogan's podcast with Billy Carson. I listened to like the last part like probably about 3-4 times, but in the podcast they talk about how there's certain things that happen to civilizations that we don't know, but they were really advanced, and somewhere along the way that knowledge got lost.
Do you really think it gets lost, or do you think that when the new civilization that comes after them just destroys it, or keeps it for themselves, and doesn't share it with the world?
I think it's both. I think some of it's kept away somewhere.
I want to say it's both.
Yeah, some of it's kept away, and then some of it gets lost.
Yeah.
Or like destroyed because people they have wars and stuff like that.
Yeah, unintentionally gets destroyed.
Yeah,
like they don't intentionally say, "Hey, let's make a pile right there and let's
like, hey, burn this whole city."
No, I think it's more of like when they start fighting. I agree with you on that, and it's like they say, like, for example, I think the oldest text, obviously, that you can obtain or have is like they were talking about, like the Sumerians, like this,
the tablets,
like the actual tablets or writings on the wall, like, because you can destroy them, but you can still kind of piece them back together.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a book you can catch on fire, you can get water damage, and it's hard to put everything back together, especially when you burn it. But yeah, I mean, I guess and he was saying how that some libraries have scanned some of those old tablets and stuff like that, but I mean, how accurate are they?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? How accurate are they? Unless you actually know the language and you don't know what's going on, how accurate is it? You know?
Yeah, they're talking about some phenomenons. I learned about a new one, bro. I found out Pakistan has a place called He talks about a Mohenjo-daro.
Mohenjo-daro, yeah.
I want to go check it out. I want to check it out.
Is it where they have the people petrified?
Yeah, he said that like something happened over there where people got turned to glass, supposedly.
And the houses got turned to glass.
Yeah, that's what it was, and they still have like the bodies there.
And the bodies. That did fascinate me because they were saying that either Joe Rogan said that an asteroid or something hit him, but then I even got to thinking, I was like, no, it can't be because
Billy Carson was saying they got burned at extremely high temperature.
I think they did get burned because if you get hit with a projectile, everything is gonna scatter around.
That's what Billy Carson was saying.
And I think they get burned with something.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me that they use like some sort of a laser weapon, or not even the laser weapon. They use the sun as a weapon.
I don't know.
Because I remember reading about in like how ancient civilizations like the Mayans and stuff like that, they would use the sun a lot, and that they would use kind of like a glass figure, like, you know how when you get like a magnifying glass, and you use the sun to burn. I feel like they use that but on a bigger scale. That's crazy, huh?
Yeah, because I forgot how many degrees he was saying. It was crazy amount of degrees. I don't think we have anything capable of producing that like right now. That
just much the sun. If you really think about it, if you use the sun's power, that's the only thing you have.
Yeah, I don't know. He said Billy Carson's thinking they got shot with some kind of beam at a high like temperature, and it just turned everything into glass.
Because even magma or lava wouldn't do that.
Nah, it would melt it.
It would melt it, yeah.
But this thing was so high, it just turned everything into glass. I kind of want to go there and check it out. I would like
to go there. That'd be sick.
I was looking at it on the map. It has a pretty specific area where it's at. It's by a river, by the Indus River. Mm-hmm. So I looked at it on the map. It's like in the middle of like a desert kind of. I was like, dude, just checking that shit out. Is
that the Sumerians?
I don't know, but it's in Pakistan.
Oh no, that's in a different area.
I looked it up. I'll show you again.
Yeah.
I'll like take a picture and shit. But I never knew about this until now. I was like, damn, Pakistan actually has something, bro. That's crazy,
this is the first
bro.
time I heard about something like this.
Yeah.
Because I mean, obviously the other incident that's like that is kind of similar to that is like Pompeii, but that's because of a volcano eruption.
Yeah.
But that's, like I said, that's different. Like, people were turned into stone, but the way that the pictures show it, like a place in Pakistan, the remains are just, it's like if I laid in bed and my body stayed the same, but I'm frozen, but just the bones are there.
Yeah. Oh, you ended up looking it up too?
Mm-hmm.
That shit was pretty interesting.
That's just crazy, yeah.
It was crazy.
And it's crazy because the detail of the numbers, the house numbers are still there.
Oh, shit.
You didn't see that?
No.
Yeah, so like there was a house number that was like 4 something, and it, like the numbers were still there.
Damn, bro. Mm-hmm. So I wonder who was really living there.
I don't know.
And they're saying like the way a lot of these structures were built, they were in these areas for certain reasons. For example, he said that the pyramids, they're in an area where there's the largest ground mass, and then he said the way they're built is they're the average of all the peaks, heights, in the world.
Yeah, in the world, yeah.
And then they're under certain stars. They're aligned under certain stars. So all the pyramids, they're on in specific places, like the Mayan pyramids.
Pyramids and stuff like
You got the Egyptian pyramids, things like that. Nobody's been able to replicate these. They were talking about.
And you know what's crazy is that, like, I bet none of these civilizations had contact with each other.
Yeah, probably not.
Or yeah, and they still managed to put these pyramids in certain places.
You know what the guy's theory was? He was saying that there's these Anunnaki, right? I might get more into it in another podcast if you guys want to hear about it, whoever's listening. But so he's saying, like, the Anunnaki, one of the Anunnaki people came from Nibiru. So there's a planet called Nibiru. He came from there, and he landed there, and that's where they had these people make them in these certain areas. So they're saying that they would teleport between these areas.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I have I still think that sometimes, like, the pyramids are like ships, like spaceships that go into outer space.
Dude, you've heard
from other civilizations. Like, that's our way of the Mayans and stuff like that going into space, or Egyptian, like the ancient Egyptians going into space and stuff like that. Because that's the way I see it. You know, I think, or like you said, teleportation devices. I can see that too. Like a bridge between worlds.
Yeah, like where they can go from place to place.
Place to place, yeah.
Dude, I forget to mention this on the podcast every time, but have you heard of Easter Island?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
You remember, those stone heads? Supposedly under those stone heads are big bodies, bro.
Bodies,
like big rock bodies. I want to know what the hell that is.
So have you heard of the other thing where, like, I know he talks about it on Joe Rogan and Billy
Carson?
Billy Carson. They talk about it on their podcast, but I have seen a lot of, like, not recently, but in the past, where certain places on Earth look like there's heads and stuff like that.
Like the Grand Canyon?
Like the Grand Canyon, or like there's this place out in the Pacific. China has a place. Like random places, bro, where it looks like there was, like, it looks like a body part, but just it looks like a mountain. So what people think, or what the theory is, or whatever, is that they're giants and they just happen to lay down, or they died, and their remains kind of stayed there, but they turned into, like, mountains and stuff like that.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's pretty crazy,
Kind of like what you were saying, the stone heads are actually the bodies under it.
I want to know what the hell that is, because before that, listening to one of those podcasts, I didn't know. I thought it was just the heads they had on the island, and supposedly way underground there, they have, like, big bodies, bro.
There's fuck, I forgot. There's a video. I might have to send it to you. I found it on IG. This guy talks about, was it Tartaria?
I don't know.
Have you heard of Tartaria?
I've heard of it. Sounds familiar.
Yeah, where, like, say that building, there's like additional part of the building, but it's underground. But because of the floods and stuff like that, like, the building got shorter.
Oh, okay.
And, like, there used to be tall ass giants walking around and stuff like that.
Shit.
Because if you think about it, like, a lot of those older civilizations, they have drawings on like caves and stuff. So tell me how they drew, like, people like me and you, like, our size, but then they drew giants.
Yeah.
Or they drew people like we're in outer space. I feel like ancient civilizations, like, there was other species around. It wasn't just humans. I think there was other species. There had to be.
Yeah. It's crazy to think about, because this world is stranger than we think. Because a lot of people, they like to act like they're practical and shit, but our mere existence shows that anything could be possible.
Anything could be possible, yeah.
But yeah, so they were also talking about how the moon is slowly drifting away from the Earth.
Yeah. Yeah, they were.
I didn't know this whole time. I didn't know because of the moon, the weather patterns change. So they're saying the more the moon moves away, the more storms start and shit like that.
No, it has to do with the sea. So the tides of the sea have to do with the moon.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't know it had that effect.
Yeah, which makes sense, because have you ever heard that when they say there's a high tide at the full moon? Yeah. It's because the moon has to do with the waters and stuff like that.
Damn, bro.
I mean, if there's a lot of tsunamis and stuff like that, the moon is probably slowly drifting away.
Yeah, so they're saying the more the moon drifts away, the more the weather patterns are going to change.
Yeah.
And then we were also talking about, and they bring it up too in the pod. They're talking about how, like, all these religions, they have the Great Flood. And we were just talking about that inside the gym.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Everybody has a common theme of the Great Flood that happened. So I want to know what really happened with that, and maybe what if that was the thing that restarted everything for us.
Like the reset button?
Yeah. And maybe that happened, and then there was something else too, like where civilizations went to war, and then everything got erased, and then we lost some shit along the way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, because in every religion or in every civilization, you hear about that there's a flood or Noah's Ark or something like that. Some version of that tale happens. But
and it's a common theme in like video games, movies. Like we were talking about Halo, they talk about the Great Flood.
The Great Flood.
Yeah.
But it wasn't water, it was a virus.
Yeah.
It was a virus. In other video games they talk about stuff like that too, you know. But yeah, I don't know. It kind of makes me wonder, like, what was that flood, you know, and what was Noah's Ark? I mean, it could be like on the lines of Halo. Like, was the Great Flood an actual like a parasite, and was Noah's Ark just like a vault with to house people? I mean, you never know.
I don't know, but now
we have a modern day Noah's Ark, right?
Yeah, it's somewhere, right? They have it somewhere on Earth.
It's in
the actual Ark.
No, not like an Ark, but like a modern days version of Noah's Ark.
I didn't know.
Antarctica.
Oh, okay.
There's a place in Antarctica that has one of every single kind of plant and species DNA frozen. In case something ever happens, then future scientists can pull that out and replicate it. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know. They keep it there?
Frozen.
Holy shit.
So, say for example, they grab a seed from an apple, like to produce apples. They have a seed, like a few seeds or whatever. Then they have different things, animal DNA, stuff like that.
That's actually pretty smart.
So that's like a modern day Noah's Ark. Instead of having all these motherfuckers on one boat,
they have them on Antarctica.
And they have Antarctica frozen away.
Holy shit.
I thought you knew about that.
No, I had no idea.
Yeah, it's like a research lab, bro.
That's crazy as hell, bro. What's it called? Yeah, I found out, speaking of that, Rush.
Do you think they have human DNA there?
They probably do, bro.
I was going to say.
They probably got a couple of kings and queens buried over there, trying to bring them back.
That's crazy.
The old bloodline.
Cloning.
Yeah. They said that Russia, they were cloning people with chimps.
People into chimps,
yeah. Bro, can you imagine that? You're just chilling, walking, minding your business. You see like a human chimp running at you. What if that's Sasquatch, bro? Sasquatch running around in the forest. They were like clones of the human chimps.
That's crazy, huh? That could be Sasquatch. Yeah, I never thought about that.
I don't know.
What if people think it's actually Sasquatch, but it was a science?
It was a human chimp running around throwing rocks.
It was a science project.
Bro, so check this out. I've been watching these because I just like looking into like mysterious shit. So there's a guy, his name is Basecamp Chris, right? He tells these scary stories his viewers write to him about. I kind of want to do that once we get a following going. I want to take people's scary stories and read them on here. But anyways, there's a lot of people that report they were going in the forest and stuff, and there's like some kind of like ape looking person, and they'll be throwing rocks and shit at them. And I don't think that many people would make up stories like this. So I have a feeling that Sasquatch is out there, something like a Sasquatch. What do you think?
I think so. I think it's like an experiment. Like an experiment gone wrong. Kind of like the way they talked about, Joe Rogan talked about that the Russians did that, you know, like not necessarily it was the Russians who did it, but it was just an experiment that gone wrong and it just kind of got loose, you know?
Shit, I don't even know if it's experiment, but shit, I know there's something out there lingering and shit, or like a couple of them, you know?
Yeah.
Because there's too many stories, man, of people having the same accounts for them to be lying.
I agree. Yeah, that's true.
That's why I don't want to go camping. I don't want to run into some shit like that, bro.
Well, I mean, I highly doubt Sasquatch is going to be just here. I think it's just, I don't know.
Because there's people, bro, they were really like, what do they call them? Practical.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't believe in otherworldly shit, and then they have some kind of experience, and then they're like, oh, they get traumatized. They don't go back out in the wilderness.
That's true, huh?
I don't want to run into something like that. That's how to fuck around with that shit. I mean, it seems cool and all. Oh, check this shit out. Okay, so somebody wrote him a story, right? I don't know if they wrote him, or he researched it. So there's these guys, right? I don't know if it was in Virginia or something like that. The guy, his grandpa passed away, and he inherited the cabin in the woods from him. What is that?
That's an elephant or a face.
Oh, shit.
On the side of a cliff.
What the hell?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, that's crazy, huh?
Yeah. Giants. I know for sure there was giants like a long time ago.
Yeah, there was. There had to be.
Maybe they were humans, just like bigger humans, and then slowly over time we like sized down, you know?
Yeah, because what a coincidence, you know what I mean?
They found tombs that have been like 500 feet long.
Yeah, have you seen like the things that look like giant tree stumps?
Mm-hmm. That's just a trip too.
That's a trip. That's what I'm saying, bro. There has to be.
Yeah. Can you imagine that if we were living with giants at the same time? That shit'd be crazy, bro.
Right there's another one. The sleeping giants right there. It looks like a head. That's crazy, huh?
That is. But going back to my story, so there's this guy, he inherits the cabin, right? He goes with his friend. They're I don't know, they're significant others. They go over there and they check it out, and it looks like it needs work that needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets the work done, whatever. So they go back, okay, they kick it, they enjoy it, and they're like, okay, we're gonna come back during winter. So they invite 2 more friends. So there's 4 guys in total. They go, they hunt and shit, and then they decide to sleep in the cabin at nighttime and just kick back, right? So when they're about to go to I think they were about to go to sleep, or they were gonna sleep, they start hearing like something walking around their cabin.
Mm-hmm.
They hear it in the snow, and then they're just listening. They're like tripping out. They're like, what the hell can that be? So it walks around, and then they hear it jump onto the roof of the cabin. So they hear it walking around on the roof. They're staying quiet. They don't make noise. And then it jumps back down. So then after that, bro, it starts banging hella hard on the metal door, like hella hard. They thought the hinges were gonna break off, and it starts scratching. And then they said after doing that for a while, it lets out some kind of like weird scream. They said it sounded like the Aztec death whistle. Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
So they said supposedly it sounded like that. And then they said they all got hella shook. And then but they didn't open the door. So then they hear it walking away, and the guy decides to peek outside, and he sees it's like hella tall. It has some kind of antlers on it, and its arms are hella long, and it's hella tall. And then it's just walking off into the woods while the sun is coming up. And then after that, he decided to sell the property. Him and his friends, they got spooked. Actually, after that thing left, him and his friends, they like walked back through the snow and went back to like their cars. It was a long march. And then after that, they never went back. He ended up selling that property, and he got shook.
Fuck that.
I want to know what the hell they saw and what that was. What would you do in that situation?
I don't know. Shoot it?
You try to shoot it?
Fuck yeah.
Or would you just like try to like stay quiet inside the house?
No, you against them, dude. Even if you try to stay quiet, he's still gonna try to get you.
No, but it was banging on the door. It didn't open the door.
Oh.
And they like walked away after a while.
He's gonna try to get in.
Yeah. Would you wait for it to get in, or would you just start like capping at it?
I would start capping at him.
Really?
Fuck yeah.
Damn, bro. I don't know, bro. They just stayed quiet, and then they just let it go off.
I mean, it's flesh and blood, right?
What you think? You think they're telling the truth, or you think it's a made-up story?
I don't know. It's hard to say.
I'll send you the story. It's hella interesting.
I think it's real. I think what they probably saw was something was real. Maybe they stretched the truth a little bit, but I think I think it's real.
He went and told his wife, his kid, and her dad, and the dad. I think he said it was a Wendigo. I don't know what a Wendigo is. Something like a skinwalker, supposedly. But That's what they saw. And after that, dude, when something like that happens, I don't know how I would like react. I don't know
I
if
wouldn't know if I would react right away.
I don't know if I would tell hella people or I wouldn't. Would you tell hella people that story or not?
Mm-mm.
I think I'll tell hella people even
Probably
if I
my
look crazy.
Just close people.
Yeah. Would you believe your friend if one of your friends told you something like that?
Why not?
Yeah, I think I'd believe him.
Because I think right now in my current mindset, I think anything is possible.
Yeah.
Honestly, anything is possible.
I think a lot of people, they get scared of being ridiculed. Because a lot of people do ridicule you if you have experience like that and they think you're lying. You'll like ruin your reputation.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people decide to hold it back until finally one day they can they can let it out. But I want to know what the hell they saw.
Or it could be like just a being from another dimension, bro.
Maybe.
Like I'm telling you, bro, we live in a our dimension. It's not just our dimension. It's a 4D. It's like a 4-dimensional plane we live on.
Say it was walking away. Would you take the risk of shooting it? Try to capture it?
Wouldn't you?
That's a hard question.
For research purposes?
I think I'd be too scared. I'd shit myself. That's why. See, because it's like stories like that. I try to stay away from that shit. There's too much. Like, it doesn't happen often. But I don't want to be that one person that sees some shit like that. And then
I know the government's gonna try to off you for fucking saying something anyways.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you want to try to tell the government like, hey, look what I found? Like,
bro, that'd be hella funny if it was an experiment that escaped the lab.
Yeah.
It escaped the lab. Now it's all fucking with people and shit.
Well, it's like they were telling, like, it's like what they say, bro. Like what Joe Rogan, like, what's his name when he was on the podcast? I forget his name. Oh, when Jim, what's his name? Jim Greer? No.
Oh, you're talking about, yeah, I know you're talking about Stephen Greer.
Stephen Greer. When Stephen Greer was on the podcast and he talks about how they do experiments
and they like escape the dimension or whatever the hell.
Dimensional, or not even that. Like how underneath California there's tunnels.
Oh yeah.
Where they have giants and like experiments.
Mm-hmm.
What if they escape from there? And what I wonder is like, why do they have experiments like this? Like, what are they preparing for? What do we not know? What does the general population not know? Is there another race or another species coming to try to get us, as far as like another world? Like, why do we have to experiment like this? Like, are they trying to create soldiers, or I wonder, like, what is it? What's the reason for it? It's not just for research purposes. I call that BS on that.
I think that humans just in general, they just want to push the envelope.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they just keep pushing, like they just want to keep pushing and pushing and pushing, like, to see how far they can get with stuff.
Maybe. I don't know. For some reason, in the back of my mind, I feel like they're preparing for something to come. I don't know why.
I think they're going to try to set a false flag, like they were saying in the pod at the end. They're saying they're going to try to create a false flag, like, because they're running out of enemies, right? Because all this Middle East war, that was all bullshit, right? So they're gonna try to use aliens as an excuse to like tax people and like fund their black budget projects.
Oh yeah, that I already know.
So
yeah,
that's what Billy Carson was saying. He said like, what was that place that they did in Vietnam, the false flag in Vietnam? Oh man, I had it in my mind, bro. The Gulf of Tonkin. He said that was a false flag for them to just go into Vietnam. And then talking to like a Vietnam veteran, I found out they're there for their rubber plants and shit like that, their resources. So I don't know, they might try to do that, because you know when people get scared, they'll like hand over their rights, their money, everything, while these guys, they experiment, make their own black budget projects.
But I mean, it's not outlandish to think that though, huh? Like, what if there is something coming?
I don't know. I think if something was going to happen, like if another planet, like supposedly if there is more beings, if they wanted to attack us, they would have wiped us out already. Because they're way ahead of us.
Yeah, true.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Because like, looking from the outside, right? If you're looking at the human race and you saw them as a threat, you just straight up just wipe them off out of the universe.
But what if we're not a threat to them yet?
Yeah. That's what they're saying. They're saying we're millions of years behind the Anunnaki.
I do believe that. Or what if we're not a threat to them? Yeah. Or what if the Great Floods back in the day was other species or other races out there destroying a race on Earth, and it just happens all over again, and it just gets slapped as called the flood.
Yeah. Have you seen Prometheus?
Yeah.
Can you imagine if it's like Prometheus? They send like these scientists over, and then they run into some kind of aliens, and they bring back some bullshit over here.
Yeah, there was an anime that was like that too. Like, they it was where they send scientists and stuff out into, it's like a deep space exploration to Saturn or whatever it was, and they come back with like not an alien entity necessarily, but like a changed form of humanoid that was far superior to the humans on Earth. It was it was cool. It was a decent little anime, but yeah, it was like that. I'm like, damn, that's crazy, bro. Like, stuff like that, like, it makes me wonder, like, where do they come up with things like that for TV shows and movies? Like,
I think it's off of the history.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be based off history, bro.
Like Prometheus, now that I look back at it, I was talking to another friend. I was like, I think they based it off like the Anunnaki, because you got the engineers in it, right? Remember those blue-looking muscled up fools? And then they're experimenting, and they're trying to make new beings and shit, and they accidentally create those alien things.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, shows like this and animes like that, it has to be based off we got the ideas from somewhere. We don't just wake up.
Yeah, it's someone looking into this shit.
Yeah, it has to be, bro.
Like, they were also talking about how humans have the worship gene in them because they want to worship something.
Because they want to worship something, yeah.
That was pretty interesting. They said, another crazy thing they said was humans can store hella, like, petabytes, I guess, of data in their DNA.
Yes, we can. Yes.
So they're saying all this stuff they call junk DNA. It's not junk DNA. We actually have use for it. We can store shit. So they're doing, I don't know what they call it, biosynthesis or something.
Yeah, I've heard of it before.
I thought that was pretty crazy.
The way I see it is kind of like we're walking flash drives or hard drives, because we have the ability to store so much knowledge within ourselves. But I feel like it's like they say, we're only allowed to access about 20% of our actual brain.
We need to be chipped to unlock that shit.
Yeah.
It's like a car getting chipped to unlock its full potential.
Hey, do you think the Anunnaki are like that, bro? Do you think that they're an evolved form of humans, or they're an evolved form of us, but they're able to access different parts of knowledge of their brains and their cognitive functions?
I don't know.
Just chipped?
No,
that's
idea.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know,
but like, it's mind-blowing just thinking of that shit.
Yeah.
Because we're over here wrapped up in like this shit, and then there's like other crazy shit going on.
I wonder if other people think about this kind of stuff.
I'm sure they do. Like Billy Carson, he said he's been studying that shit since the age of 7, bro.
Well, besides like people like that, like people like we know.
Probably very few people. I know like a couple of people that probably do. But
I want to talk to people like that.
People just don't openly talk about that shit.
No, they don't. I don't talk about that to other people. I just talk about it to like you, or that's literally it.
I just like talking about it because it's thought-provoking. It makes you look at the world from a different place.
Angles, yeah.
Yeah, instead of like worrying about the bullshit, you realize there's a greater picture. Like, we're not even ants in the universe, bro. It's like there's so much. Like, when I go through problems, I'm like, shit, the world is so big, like my problems don't even matter. That's the crazy thing.
No, and if you think about it, like, each and every single one of our problems, or each and every single one of our lives, is so minute.
Yeah.
Like, the job, paying off this car, doing things at home, like, dude, none of that matters.
We're like a speck.
Yeah, none of that matters. Like, in the grand scheme of things, there's something else going on.
All the drama, all the bullshit, that's nothing, bro.
That's nothing, bro.
Like, the amount of crazy shit actually going on, like all the gossiping people do, all that shit.
That's meaningless.
That's just nothing. Meaningless. Yeah.
It's nothing. I feel like I don't know. I might sound kind of like weird saying this, or kind of fucked up saying this, but I feel like once you kind of get yourself out of that mindset and start thinking kind of like what we think, how we think, all that other stuff is just kind of BS. Like, you don't pay attention to it. Like, I think it's more of like a mature mindset. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All the competition, all the comparing, all that shit doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Man,
like,
I don't know.
The way I think about it, everybody, like, how we look at sports people and all that shit, later, like, even like 1 or 2 generations later down, they're all gonna be forgotten. That's the crazy thing. All we can do is just leave like some evidence of us behind. I mean, that's the cool thing about this YouTube shit. At least somebody can look back at us later down on the line and be like, damn, this is what these guys were thinking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hey, can you imagine that shit? Like, couple of generations down, they're like watching our videos. That'd be a trip, bro.
And some of the stuff we're saying actually kind of does pop
Yeah.
off. That'd be sick.
I mean, that's one reason for us to leave this shit behind.
Mhm.
Keep doing this YouTube shit.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to have. As I remember, one of my best homies told me, he goes, it's hard to have an actual intelligent, or not even an intelligent conversation, but an actual conversation with people. Everybody wants to talk about the same thing.
Yeah.
Football during football season, baseball during baseball season, basketball season. You know, like I don't care about that stuff.
Mm. Damn. Imagine, bro, like this place, it becomes like a big city, skyscrapers and shit, and then they're just watching these videos of like what everything was like. Like how we look at people's old VHS tapes from the 90s. People gonna be looking at this like that, and it's gonna look hella old.
It's gonna look hella old. 1080p, 4K is not gonna be the new standard.
Right now, it's like, oh shit, this is like
The highest quality.
yeah, this is cool. This
But
shit's gonna look like 2D pixelated
2D, yeah.
shit.
Our 4K now, the 4K we have now is gonna be like you said, 2D pixelated.
Then we like these fools recorded out of a microwave.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know, like just talking about that shit, it leaves my mind fried.
You know what? One of the good one, and I just remembered because I wanted to talk about this too, was how Joe Rogan and Billy Carson were talking about gold.
Mm-hmm.
How all of a sudden, from one day to another, gold became valuable.
Mm-hmm.
And how they were saying that if you try to make something out of gold, like a weapon or something, like it's not durable.
Oh yeah, it's useless.
It's useless. So he was saying, did the who is it? Sumerians or no?
The Anunnaki.
The Anunnaki.
Oh, that's a good point you brought up.
Did the Anunnaki instill that in us?
No, they were thinking that maybe they wanted. Okay, so they're saying that maybe the Anunnaki made people here so they could mine the gold to send it back to their planet.
You know what that
Because they
reminds
probably
me
need
of?
to live off of it or something.
You know what that reminds me? Have you heard of the movie Dune?
Yeah, I never saw it. Is it good?
Yes, you need to watch it.
I'm gonna check it out.
There's two versions. There's two movies now. It's part 1 and 2.
Yeah.
What we're talking about right now about the Anunnaki sending stuff back,
Mhm.
it's exactly like Dune, bro.
Oh shit.
Because they send, there's a society that gets sent to a planet. They kind of switch roles, right? They get sent to this planet to harvest stuff and send it back to their home world, send it back to another world. Yeah, you need to watch it. It's a good movie. It's literally it's similar to what we're talking about the Anunnaki.
I'm gonna check it out, bro.
But yeah, it's crazy how they were talking about that. How they didn't. How if you realistically, if you make anything, if you try to make a weapon out of gold, it's not durable.
No.
None of that stuff is durable. Like
It's only like a conductor, right?
Yeah, it's a conductor. So they use, and I was about to say that they use gold, like for lunar anything going into space, to get heat and stuff off of it, or like you said, like a semiconductor or something like that. Like some of our iPhone stuff has gold in it. Like if you think if like HDMI cables, they have some gold to conduct things. But as far as anything else aside from that, and obviously the value that people when they put rings and shit on, there's no other reason to have it.
You know what the crazy thing is? You got people putting it in their mouth, and then you got people eating it on ice cream, shit like that. That's weird, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah,
what do you think they're doing with it though? You think they're building weapons? Oh, what if they? Yeah. So you know how we were talking about how it's a conductor? What if they actually were able to build or they have a weapon, like a laser weapon, and those people the old civilization in Pakistan were petrified? What if it was them?
Who knows?
That's crazy.
That'd be crazy. I mean, he was saying they got weapons where like they don't even have to shoot projectiles or something like that.
It's all sound based.
It's weird.
Stuff like that.
I think Batman Beyond had that type of shit. You know where the guy he does like the earthquakes and shit like that.
Yeah. The guy with his things.
Yeah, they probably got
Sonic
shit like that.
I forgot what his name was. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I've heard of so many weapons. They said like the CIA has heart attack guns.
Mm-hmm.
They got They got shit like that. They can make people hear voices, drive people to insanity, shit like that.
They did that on Batman Beyond too.
Yeah.
There was an
Scarecrow type
shit. Yeah.
I wanna know what kind of shit they got. They got like laser weapons.
And then they talk about the moon a lot. I notice a lot of people talk about the moon, especially the dark side of the moon. There's a lot of movies.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of movies on the dark side of the moon, and there's a lot of animes that are based off the dark side of the moon.
They're saying that one of the countries set up a base on the dark side or something like that.
China.
Yeah, that's weird.
China did.
You think there's some kind of goods over on the moon that they're like trying to get?
I don't think there is. I think what it is that they're trying to colonize space, and I think people are trying to become the first. They're trying to have a governing body out there, trying to have a certain control of it. Kind of like we have controls in the ocean, which I think is bullshit. Like as far as boundaries and lines on who controls what part of the ocean, country-wise, I think they're gonna try to do that with space. That's the next frontier is space. I know people have been saying that a lot within the last 50 years, but it's for sure the next big thing. Because if you think about it, if you have a base that's on space, the moon, and you're able to put a weapon on there, you can point it down to any part of Earth if you really wanted to, but I think that's what it might be. Or there might be just ancient technology that's up there, like they were talking about how there was pyramids on the moon. You never know.
Yeah.
Civilizations being out there. How what's his name? Neil Armstrong. How he said that there was places on the the unaltered version of the black box and recordings from when he was in space. How he said, "Oh look, there's places down there where people, if there was people there, they couldn't get out."
Dude, people are pointing out some shit. They're saying like that moon landing footage was fake. They're showing like spots in Nevada that look similar to that footage. I was like, damn, bro.
I feel like, I in a way almost, I feel like what we were shown isn't real.
Yeah.
But they do have real footage of what the moon looks like. They just don't want to tell us how it looks like.
Oh yeah, they're talking about how if you take a picture of the moon on your phone,
it's superimposed and it's AI.
They said that AI makes it out to be. I was like, wow, bro.
Yeah.
But there's something about the moon that's so captivating. When you look at it, you're like, oh shit, this is badass. I catch myself just like in awe of it. I don't know what it is. Out of all the things, the moon, bro.
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about when it looks all like orangish, like goldish type thing.
That's one thing I do. I want to go to the moon. I want to see how it is. I want to see what there is up there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I wanna see like what kind of technology we have. Like he was saying that the scientists, they're working on something where you can manifest cities. I don't know how he said you do that. They found out with matter you can actually manifest matter, but it's so small, whatever, it like disappears after a while or something like that. I don't know if I'm like misquoting, but I could be wrong. But he's saying like if that shit progresses, you'll be able to manifest cities and stuff like that without even needing resources. Like you can imagine it and it'll like just build. They're talking about teleportation. They said like they can teleport, supposedly. They teleport to some kind of matter. I don't know, but they said right now if we try to teleport, we'll literally die and then we'll reappear. So we'll be like soulless or some shit.
That's crazy.
Oh man.
That's crazy.
But I think they were also mentioning that there will be a way where we can monitor the past, future, and present at the same time.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I don't know if that'd be cool though.
I don't know. It's a trip.
Because you're altering people's lives.
I'd go around in the past and fuck around, see what's up. Yeah, if it didn't change my present reality, you know?
I don't think I would touch it.
Yeah.
Because I think it goes back to like the Inception thing, like, like you're just watching yourself, and then like if you change one little thing, it fucks up. It doesn't just fuck up your life; it's gonna mess up everybody else's. You know what I mean?
I want to do a simulation that actually like would play
That'd
out.
Be cool.
Play out like where you can actually go back and test out how your life would have played out based on the certain choices you would do.
Like a game.
Certain, yeah, like, but you can like do it in real timing, like going back to the past and actually changing it without it affecting your future, just to see where your choice would have led you, just to see all the like different paths where they would lead.
Damn.
That would be badass.
That's insane.
I mean, we might not be too far off from doing that, the way everything's advancing.
No, because AI can tell us.
Yeah.
All we can do is input. I bet we can just go on a computer and input stuff in an AI generating machine, and it can tell us like, oh, so and so would have had this, and this, and this.
But imagine like actually experiencing it.
Watching it real time?
Yeah, not watching it, actually experiencing it.
Oh yeah, that'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy, bro. Just like, what would happen if I'd done this?
It may. You know what? I think technology is gonna get to the point where we probably can watch it. If you think about it, Apple Vision, the goggles, tapped together with AI.
See, I wouldn't do it like that. Yeah.
You can escape reality, and you could literally. You don't even have to get up out of bed. You literally just stay in bed and just watch your life. How you can choose it. You can make it to the way you want it to be.
Cause I think the main thing that kills us is the what ifs, like what would have happened. We take a lot of time thinking about what would have happened if we did this and that. If we got to at least do that, we would get to know what would happen. That'd be pretty cool.
I don't like to do that. I don't like to waste my time like that.
Really, I think about some of the what ifs sometimes.
No, I try not to. I think it's a very toxic trait to have, because you consume yourself so much with the what ifs that you forget about what's going on in the present to help your future.
That's what I'm trying to battle. Yeah.
So I try not to.
I've been better about it.
Like, because like it starts off small. So say like today, if you don't do something, like say, oh shoot, I forgot to hit bench. What if I did hit bench? I can get like this. And oh, what if that did happen? Then it snowballs. So it goes so small, but it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and then you're just so consumed in your own thoughts.
That's why. Yeah.
I think to me it's a very toxic trait, so I try not to do that. I try not to do that anymore.
When he brought that up, I was like, that'd be cool if we got to like at least experience that, so we could get answers that we wanted from our past lives, just to see how it would happen.
Wouldn't want to try to do that though.
You want to do it?
No.
I'd do it.
No.
If there was no negative repercussion, I would do it and just be at peace.
No, because
just experience it, you know?
Yeah, because imagine if you did do it and you came back to your present day life, and imagine your life was so much better, or it was so much worse, and you came back and you're just traumatized with the experience. You're like, man, that could have been me. I could have been a superstar, or I could have been this, or I could have been that. Or you come back and because you were so, you didn't do that good in life, you're trying to change so much in your present. You get stressed out because you're trying to change so much in your present life that you don't want to be that loser. So like it goes both ways.
Yeah.
You're just stuck in a depressed state. I wouldn't do that like that.
I'd probably want to be able to help myself. Curiosity.
No.
I think we experience that in our dreams too.
In our dreams we do.
Yeah.
Oh no, okay, yeah. So I was like, I think that's what makes life interesting, is that we get to dream about the what ifs and have these dreams. So, but at the end of the day, it's like, it's what we have, we can always go out there and make it better, but it's just what we have.
Yeah.
Is what it is, it's like, it is what it is kind of a thing.
Yeah. You got anything else?
Yeah. As far as the conversations we have, be open. Because I used to have a boss who used to criticize my other coworker. I never opened up like conversations like kind of like what we have around other people, because I feel like people see us as weird or just not normal, because we think about things differently. But don't be afraid of that, because like I said, going back to what I was saying, my old boss, he would criticize one of my coworkers, like, oh, he shouldn't be thinking about things like that, like he has more important things to think about in his life, like work and making money and stuff like that. But it's always good to think like this, because people like my old boss, those kind of people, they think too small. All they're thinking about is a materialistic things. Those materialistic things don't mean nothing. Things like having ideas like this and thought processes like we have they're important, because that's kind of what helps us out in society. So don't be afraid of having thoughts or conversations like we do. I think we should as a society we should be able to normalize it. You know what I mean?
You know what I realized during these years? I realized like we're not the only ones that think like that. There's a lot of people actually that think about this type of shit. But it's crazy.
Yeah, but they always kind of keep it a secret, though.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And I don't,
like, you gotta pry it out of them.
Yeah, you have to pry it out of them, and it's cool because those are the kind of people that I vibe with the most.
Yeah.
But I think we shouldn't.
Me, I just have so many interests. I don't give a shit. I just say things how it is.
I'm the same way.
If I want to talk about something, I'll say it. And if I'm not really surrounded by people that are like that. Like, I've noticed mainly like the older generation. They got caught up in the rat race.
That's what it is because they're so used to the rat race.
Yeah,
and my old boss that I was telling you about.
Yeah.
He's one of those. He's caught up in the rat race where, for him, it's all about making the money, having nice fancy stuff and stuff like that.
It's an illusion. They're caught in an illusion.
Yeah, they're caught in an illusion. And having ideas and topics like this, they see it so unimportant. Like, they don't what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? They don't
they're stuck in a box.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, you got these other fools doing this shit and they're like making moves, and then all of a sudden all these guys get caught off guard. That's the main thing. A lot of people get caught off guard because they want to avoid shit like this. But yeah,
they're just too simple-minded is what I'm trying to say. So don't be afraid of having conversations. That's my thoughts.
That's the cool thing about this podcasting shit, and like with Joe Rogan and all them, they talk about all this shit. So,
and if y'all have want to have any conversations like this, reach out to us.
Facts. This is the end of this pod. See you guys on the next one. Have a good night. Peace.